Quarantip. Now we're going to talk today about chord inversions, specifically about the keyboard, but it's also applicable to guitar and other instruments. Now, what is a chord inversion? So if we look at the piano, now I previously said that the piano is a very visual instrument, which really helps to understand these things. Now let's take C major, for example. Triad. So I'm playing C, E, and G. 3 notes. This is called root position. And it's called like that because the root, the base of my chord is in the root. It's in the bottom note, C. Now, this is root position. If I want to take this bass note, the lowest note in my chord, and I move it an octave higher, and now it becomes the highest note, this is already first inversion. And all I did was take my bottom note and I moved it to become my highest note. Now second inversion is doing the exact same thing. I'm taking the bottom note and I'm moving it an octave higher. This is second inversion already. Now with a triad, that's all we got, because if I do this again, if I take my bottom note and I move it an octave higher, it becomes root position again. Now although this is an octave higher than where I started, it's still, this is root position because this is on my lowest, my lowest note is my bass note. Now this is again without me playing actual bass notes, right? Now the way that this changes everything is because if I add bass notes, you can do inversions but stay on the same chord. So we most frequently come across this when we play slash chords. So if I see the chord, for example, C/E, it actually means first inversion of C major. So this is first inversion because my bass note is E, is the second note of the chord. So it's like this. But on keyboard, because we have the two hands and we have a lot of possibilities here, I can actually just play the bass, which is E, and play C major root position. And it will have that effect of first inversion. Now, the reason we have this is because it allows us a lot of different possibilities. First of all, it allows us to create movement. So if I just stay on C major, it's nice, and it can work very nicely. But if I want to create a bit of movement in between, when I'm staying on the exact same chord, which is C major, and I'm not changing the bass, I'm staying with C on the bass. So all I did is change the inversions. I didn't change the chord, I didn't move around. It really just created a little bit of movement when I'm staying on the same chord, so this is useful for that. And another thing is a sense of orchestration. So imagine that we have a melody that we want to complement, or some other voice in the music that we're playing that we want to emphasize a bit more. So the chord inversions help you kind of make that shine. If you put the melody even on top, for example, let's take Hallelujah, a song that everybody knows. Even if we look at the two first chords. So I started with root position because the melody is already there, is G. That's the melody. So I start with root position, and instead of me moving to A minor, root position, I go to A minor, first inversion. Because that's where the melody goes. So now if I continue that even, and if I go to F, the next chord, then I also encounter another inversion. This will be F major, second inversion. Right? Because I'm starting the, this is root position, first inversion, second inversion. And in this way, the melody is right here. I'm going to play it from the top so you see the connection. So even though I started with C major in root position, I still moved between the different inversions of the other chords in order to fit the melody. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. And I'll see you all very soon.